It's deprogrammed. My name is Justin, and I'm a host. Yeah, we'll go with that word. Today we are going to be talking about the Strokes, and I don't like playing around with that, the idea that we're all having strokes, but maybe we're gonna. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah, I could have a stroke.
It was purposefully bad, though, so that's all right. What else is purposefully bad is you not going to patreon.com/ohhijustin, where for $1 a month, you get this program 4 days before the rest of the world. You get the Oh Hi Justin pod every day. You get the Oh Hi Justin weekly pod, because now there's 6 of them, because, I don't know, smart. Your music show comes there. You get the #WrestlePals. You get the upcoming super secret project. You get these ghouls demos. Lots of stuff is coming to the Patreon, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider, sharing $1 with me. And clearly I have self-esteem issues, and that definitely helps with that. So let's push all that aside. I know I hate doing that at the front, but it has to be done, man.
You know what? I'm gonna help you do that. How about you share more than $1? It's worth it.
Matt shares more than $1.
I share more than $1, and I love your daily podcast.
I admittedly share nothing, but that's because I'm very poor.
Me too.
I don't even have a job. I'm just stupid.
We are talking about the Strokes today, and live on the Skype is Matt Wade, all the way from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Nice.
You're just gonna out me like that. You know, people are looking for me after after the Radio Free Radio
Debacle?
problems debacle. Is that what we're calling it officially? It's the debacle.
Because I know somebody ain't listening.
I don't know who you're talking about.
And joining us in studio?
Yeah, sure.
Apartment?
Yeah, a
Matthew-
studio apartment?
Studio.
No, it's not a studio. It's a very nice apartment.
It's, you know better than that. This is not a nice
yeah,
apartment.
it's true. I've lived in this apartment before. That's right.
It's not a nice apartment. But it is in Yorktown, which is nice.
It is.
It's Matthew Warshawski.
Yes,
or
hello.
Slights,
Yeah,
if
you
you'd
call me
prefer.
that. Let's go with that.
For sure going to have to today because there's 2 Matts.
Yeah, for
That's-
purposes of non-confusion,
Yeah.
I will be slightly.
Deprogrammed of
here.
too many mats.
I mean, that's happened before, too. I did Ween with Matt Holloman and Matt Thomas,
Oh,
which was
nice.
confusing. So
There are too many of us out there.
there's lots of Matts.
We should battle.
Everybody should battle.
Matt battle. Battle Royale. Yes.
I'm out. I'm
Yes.
out first. I'm gonna fake a stroke.
100
I'm
mats go
gonna,
in.
I'm gonna roll under the mat, and then I'm gonna show up when there's only one wrestler in the ring, and then I'm gonna win this.
So he'll be heel Matt.
Be heel mat.
That'll be great. So Slights, last time you were here, you did the Silver Sun pickups, and now that first of all, now that you have a better grasp of what the show is,
Yeah, I'm prepared.
you put out there, you were like, hey, what about these bands?
Yes.
And the Strokes was your idea.
The Strokes was one. Yeah, the Strokes is one of my favorite bands of all time. And so this was not a difficult one for me to have to try and pick my top 20, but it was it was a lot of fun to go back and listen, and I'm excited to dive in on it.
So talk to me about what it is about the Strokes that you love.
I mean, they really kicked off a lot of the genre that the indie rock kind of garage rock NYC stuff that I really enjoy. Interpol, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Arctic Monkeys, listed them as a huge influence, and so it's simplistic rock that is easily accessible, that is fun. And it just that's what I like about it.
Yeah. Now, it was out there for like maybe a week before you jumped on, Matt. You were like, I'll do the Strokes, which I didn't know this about you. You like the Strokes.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where I fall out of love with music
Okay.
every few years.
Yeah.
Where I just it gets to a point, it's cyclical. So like the late 90s, I couldn't stand music, and then
Makes sense.
there's something about 2001 when the Strokes hit and when the White Stripes hit, and I was like, okay, garage rock is back, so I'm back in. I can't wait for 2021.
What's happening in 2021, you think?
I'm hoping garage rock will be back.
Maybe. And maybe.
Maybe.
These ghouls will be at the forefront.
Ooh.
I'm in. That's why I like these ghouls, because you're it's the same kind of punk, aesthetic, but with a nice pop back. I love indie pop, rock pop rock. and pop rocks.
and pop rocks. They give you Strokes.
Yeah, they're delicious. Yeah.
So for the Strokes for me were, I'm almost the exact opposite of you guys. Like when that genre starts coming to the forefront, I'm out. I check out completely. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want nothing to do with this.
Okay.
And specifically the Strokes, because when Last Night hits, and we'll get into this, I'm sure later, I called it Mario music. And in hindsight,
Why? Because of the little Casio?
I don't know. Like now when I hear it, I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, there are songs by the Strokes later that like maybe fit that.
Yeah, La Machu Picchu and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sound, yeah.
But I don't know.
Not to list songs, but yeah.
I don't know. For some reason in my head, the Strokes are Mario music, and I was out. I was done. And so like the fact that you put them up there, and then I had to immediately chisel down the wall I had put up. I was like, I got to do this. I got to give this a clean slate. But then we were putting the master list together.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, 5 albums, 3 hours, like 13. It's not long.
Quick and quick. This is really. I was thinking about it. They're really kind of. The Strokes are like the Taco Bell of rock and roll, where it's really you're getting the same essentially 5 to 7 ingredients, but just packaged in different ways.
There you go.
And that's really what and it's reliable and cheap and quick and good. That's the Strokes. That's really what it is.
And so that actually got me excited, because I was like, if it's gonna be like some 6-hour, 8-hour, 9-hour thing.
Yeah. Like whenever you do the Ryan Adams thing, that's a slog. That would take like 20 albums, and that's forever.
If those guys would chime in, it would happen.
Yeah. Certain people.
But
And they follow that Pixies aesthetic, or the like New Pornographers of the we love the 3-minute rock song.
yeah.
Get in, get out.
And that appeals to me. So again, it's weird that I shut them. When you speak of 2001, like 99, 2000, I was trying to be metal Justin.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. Did not.
What
work
happened to
out.
Metal Justin?
He got melted.
Oh, I thought that's what happened to
smelted.
Plastic
Yeah.
Justin.
He's Spoon Man now.
I'm trying to think of what I was listening to in 19. Probably whatever my sisters were putting on the radio. I'm not even sure if I was listening to music for myself at that point. But.
And the thing is, like, now, in all honesty, now is like the perfect time for me to try to take in the Strokes.
Yeah.
Number one, much more open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
We did Bruno Mars however many months ago, and like, there's no way, even 2014 Justin would have opened his mind to Bruno Mars. So like, now's the perfect time for me to take this in. And like I said, just that compact 3 hours, I can take in this entire discography, really understand what the band's about, and not just kind of get what the radio tunes are.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say the exact opposite. It's interesting because I think I'm just in a different place in my life than when I had done some other deprograms. Maybe it's the influence of my girlfriend, but I've noticed that like I was like I'm enjoying Ariana Grande songs.
All right.
Which shouldn't have happened.
They're good.
They're so damn catchy.
They're good.
And-
It is sugary, delicious pop goodness, and she is a monster, like a superstar.
Yeah.
It's
And
ridiculous.
like
so
what, like
I
Thank
pop
You Next?
open the Strokes, and I know how we kind of try to be the cool guys.
Sometimes, yeah.
And with the Strokes, I found the problem. I was like, I love the radio hits.
and
I was talking to Lauren about it. She was like, just put the fucking radio hits on.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I love the radio hits. The radio hits are going on.
Well, we did Veruca Salt, and like sometimes a radio
Those
song,
two radio hits.
right? But see, sometimes that's the definition of the band.
Yeah. Because I think about that, like if you're trying to get somebody else, a listener to boil it down. These are the songs that make up the band. The reason that the singles are the singles. There's.
And sometimes you be Mr. Cool, sometimes you're Ace, and you leave those aside. And what did we do last week? We did Death Cab.
Yeah.
And so like some of the radio hits, I'm like, yeah, when you listen to the grand scope of the band, it's like, yeah, I need to pull these ones because they are. But these ones, I don't think really help tell the story. I'd rather use this deep cut.
Yeah.
With the Strokes, not so much.
Yeah, especially because I mean the variety in a band like Death Cab of like their sound over their discography is it just varies wildly compared to what you're going to get out of the Strokes. It is a lot. Like I said, it is a lot of the same elements repackaged into different songs.
One thing I found funny is I always ask listeners, what do you guys say? What do you think are definitive by this band? And two answers I got right out of the first of all, happy to not have gotten zero because number one, that gives nothing to the discussion.
Yeah, you're cool. Yeah,
get it. You don't like the band. Cool. Then why'd you comment?
Yeah.
And also didn't get when we did Fozzy, everybody wanted to go waka waka waka. Yeah, I get it. Okay, I get it.
Same joke. I get so mad at Facebook because it's just the same joke.
Yeah.
You
It
do
really
see that
is.
3 other
Yeah.
people made that joke, right?
Yeah.
Don't make it again.
But with the Strokes, I don't know if this is, again, just people trying to be cool. Everybody said first album great, second album okay, everything else is garbage. I found it not exactly the opposite, but they stretched their arms a little bit starting on the third record. Like,
Yeah, they
I
do.
love
Yeah, and
Angles.
there were the third one is First Impressions of Earth.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could tell like when they go because they do these long hiatuses because I don't know how well the band members actually get along.
Awesome.
But I mean, it's just one. I think they I think they were anyway. And when they do come back, they do try, and the last few times they've tried to do things really differently, but still kind of keep the same kind of
The
feel a
integrity
little
of the
bit. But it
Strokes.
is definitely like the first two albums might as well be a double album because it is a lot of the same. But
So-
I disagree with the notion that the first one's great and the second one's okay. I think the second album, Room on Fire, is my favorite album of theirs, start to finish. Yeah.
To piggyback on that, anybody who is saying that, like, as I'm listening to the first one, I'm like, okay, I get what they're doing here. I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the second one, I'm like, whoa. Like, I mean, not that it's some different band, because obviously it sounds the same, but like it's a grown-up version of the band. Like it's a
It's
couple,
more refined. It's
Yeah.
tighter. It's a better produced.
The songs on the second one are better.
Yes, there's a lot of Room on Fire on my list for sure.
One of my favorite songs of all time is on on Fire.
All right, so
Not gonna say what it is. It's obviously on my list.
because it's probably on the list. So speaking of the list, the name of the game is Deprogrammed, and the three of us have poured through the Strokes. I mean, it doesn't take long. So I will say
Doesn't
this: if you're on the fence about the Strokes, take our list. But seriously, like it'll take you 3 hours. It's not going to take you long. Just do it. Take the dive.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed my time with the Strokes. But the name of the game is Deprogrammed. We've each of us have pulled out 20 songs that we're now going to bounce off of each other in an attempt to make a top 10 starter kit for the Strokes. Also, I don't know. I doubt we'll need this, but NTP, New Trash Protocol, is if we aren't pulling enough between the conversation and unanimous, we can each pull a song out of our trash and a song from other Paranormal's trash. So
Okay.
we get 2 songs that we can pull out of the trash. We probably won't need it. I doubt it. I doubt we're going to be that far off from each other. So I'm going to start off here, I think, and I'm bouncing between 2. And I'm going to just go out. I'm going to come out swinging. Last Night.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on my list.
I mean,
It has to be there, I think.
I think so too. And again, like to me, that was Mario music. But when I'm listening when I'm listening to it, like in its place in the album, I'm like, okay. So first of all, I was way wrong. It's not Mario music. I don't know why I called it that. Second of all, it's a great rock tune.
And it really was one of the tracks that killed like new metal.
Yeah.
Because
It
that
was. It's like Nirvana. Like when Nirvana hit, it killed the hair bands, and
yes.
then this song, Last Night and Fell in Love with a Girl, I burned on a CD and I listened to both of those songs back to back to back for 3 weeks straight.
It's still even to this day. Like, if you throw it on in a bar, you're gonna get a lot of people singing it at the top of their lungs. I mean, it's a fun, just a great song. And like I said, like when it came on, when I heard it on the radio for the first time, it instantly my ears perked up. Like, what? This is different. This is not Linkin Parkish at all. This is not Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
This is something I like.
Yeah, this is different. Yeah, this is.
I'm back in.
This is way less angry. This is not. Yeah,
You know what else kind of changed me on this song specifically? My wife and I have been going through old SNL episodes, and once we get too far into a season and are like, okay, well, this just it doesn't hit anymore because of whatever political jokes or whatever. We'll move on to the next season. When this came out, the Strokes were on
Oh, okay.
SNL. They performed, and seeing it live, I was like, okay, so I'm way off about this band. This is a band I'd kind of like to dive into.
Yeah, they're the they're one of the few. I'm lucky to say one of the few remaining bucket list bands that I've yet to see that I would like to see live.
I think.
for
I
sure.
mean, Radiohead. I think is literally the only Buckethead band, or Buckethead.
Yeah, there you go. Did
Bucket
I say
list.
Buckethead
also
band? I made it.
Buckethead.
Okay.
That was me.
All right, just making sure.
That I'm putting square on me.
Yeah,
I'm dumb.
Buckethead is on everyone's bucket list. Yes, for sure.
But so oh well, last night in, one in, and one in. All
Yeah.
right, so we're gonna stay here in apartment and Slights.
I'm gonna go with Under Cover of Darkness.
I'm almost 100%. Yes, I got it.
That is, that's off of Angles. It was the lead single off of Angles. It is, you can tell, like Justin said, this was when they were changing their stuff up a little bit, but it is still very much the same catchy guitar riffs, raspy, great vocals from Julian Casablancas, and just a good, catchy, 3 minutes of fun.
Yeah, yep. Matt,
I'm in too.
you got it?
Nice.
All right.
I'd actually marry that chorus. That's one of my favorite choruses of all time. There's
agreed,
something
yeah.
fun about it and just great. It makes me happy.
And with a title like Under Cover of Darkness.
You wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere weird.
All right.
I'm gonna go Machu Picchu.
I got it.
Got it.
Oh,
Got it.
They're a band full of great guitar riffs,
mm-hmm.
and I think out of all of the guitar riffs, that might be my favorite guitar riff. I just love it going into the chorus. It's great.
And it was, and I had kind of just wasn't paying much attention to the Strokes, and then this song popped up on one of the FIFAs, I believe, around that time, and I was like, oh, this is definitely different. And it starts off, it's the lead off track to Angles, and you could tell, like I said, this was something where they came back in, and it's like, okay, we're gonna do this again, but we're gonna try it just a little differently. We're gonna mess around a little bit, and it's a shining example of their growth as artists.
I love.
And-
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, it just goes back to one of the things that kind of defines, I think, you and I when we're onto programmed lead tracks.
Yes, track ones almost always are gonna get me. There's a few bands like I'm researching Gaslight Anthem right now, and
I love Gaslight Anthem. They're good.
between them and we did Against Me late last year.
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't like track one bands because the album is consistent.
Yeah.
The Strokes, maybe if I listened to them album by album instead of in one giant playlist, maybe those track ones would struck me harder. But to me, they don't. The album or the rock is consistent enough that I don't know that it would come out that way. Like we did Silver Sun Pickups. They're track one magicians.
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah, they create some of the best opening tracks in alternative rock, in my opinion. Yeah.
So, let me come to Heyo. I'll go to First Impressions of Earth. Let me slide Matt up here so I can. I'm going to go a little different sounding here. Electric Cityscape.
This one almost made my list, but did not.
Oh man.
It get trashed this morning for me.
Oh, all right. I'll throw it in the trash. I just like like just slightly different from what they sound like.
Yeah.
Like nothing major, but it's like it was different enough that it caught my ear.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. First miss. All right, Slates.
I'm gonna go Whatever Happened, which is of course the lead off track to Room on Fire.
I got it.
I got it too.
It is just a great. I mean, it just, and I don't know why this is, and I meant to do some research on this, but if you're listening to Room on Fire, I don't know why there's like 4 seconds of silence at the start of every song on that track. I really don't. I wonder about this. Like, why does this? But it just kind of, the song, it opens up out of nowhere and explodes, and it is the refined version of the songs that were on This Is It. Like, it instantly you could tell like this is a band that is like getting really, really good at what they do, and it kicked off a very strong second album.
Now, see, and that was exactly what I thought, because I had pulled a decent number initially from Is This It? Or This Is It, whatever it is.
Is This It?
Is This It? But when Whatever Happened hits, I'm like, oh,
This has to go on.
Yeah.
this has to. And not only does it have to, like, this is already, to me, better than almost everything off of the first album.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so I'm actually in for a treat here. Once I hear this tune, I'm like, I'm in for a treat for the rest of this. So, like, yeah, Whatever Happened had to go on.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. We got
Okay,
4 in.
well, let's keep it there then and go with, I think, should have been the biggest radio hit, Reptilia.
I got
But
it.
wasn't.
I've got it. Yeah. I've got it.
Weird.
I love the way that it just builds. It builds and then boom into that guitar riff and then into that like kind of driving chorus, which again it's kind of their sound.
That's
But
the thing.
I love it on Reptilia, and that Reptilia is actually one of my favorite songs of all time.
And probably one of their most recognizable, just because it was in Guitar Hero 3, and it was a lot of fun on that game. Yeah, and the guitarist says not Albert Hammond Jr. The other one, but he says this one is his favorite to play live because it is challenging and a little different pace than a lot of their other tracks. But,
Yeah,
which I can understand because looking at just the sound of it, it sounds like it'd be something that'd be fun to just riff through.
Yeah. So just as an aside here, we've got 5 through. 4 of them were put forward by listeners. So, like, all of us are all kind of on the same wavelength. Machu Picchu, Whatever Happened Last Night, and Reptilia were all something that listeners
Yeah,
said.
really. I mean, I think like it is like picking items off of the Taco Bell menu. It's like, oh yeah, I like that too. It's yeah, I know. It's like,
it's one of the reasons why I wasn't so worried about picking radio hits with this, because
No.
when I went back to start playing the game, as I started playing the game, I was like, I think there's going to be a lot of these hits. I kind of thought this one was going to go this way.
Yeah. So let me toss this one out here then, because again, slightly different. It's not. When I heard it, I felt like I had heard this before, but didn't put it to. I didn't think it was a Strokes song. It sounds kind of heavier than Juicebox.
yes, yeah, Juicebox is on mine.
That was one of the one radio hits I didn't put on.
Okay. So this
One of
is
the
a
songs
hit.
I didn't.
This is something.
I mean, it was a radio.
It was
single.
a- it was
to
a
call it a
single.
hit. Yeah, it would maybe be a stretch, but it was.
Okay.
But it was. I think that was the lead-off single that they went with
Yeah.
for this album. Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
it was the big single.
the it's like, oh man,
Yeah, it is different. Yeah, that track is definitely just different right off the bat from a lot of their other stuff.
bass driven.
I don't know why it's not on my list, honestly.
Well.
I don't know why. I've listened to it a bunch. I don't know why I struck it.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's in the combo, so like to me, that's still a win. I mean,
Yeah.
at least it didn't hit the trash. All right, Slights.
Okay, I am gonna go with I'm gonna stick with Room on Fire, and I'm gonna go with 1251, which is one of their shortest tracks. But the riffs, I'm sorry. Do you have it or no?
I got it.
No.
Yeah.
We're crushing this.
Yeah,
I mean,
I got it too.
yeah, just the guitar parts are just pleasant throughout it. It's short and sweet, and it's just I can't really. It's the same as the other ones. You know what I mean? Which is I'm always torn if this is a detriment, just like how like all of the songs sound, but if it's it's done really well and consistently, then it's
Consistency is key. Like that's one thing I found with doing this show. Like right now, I'm researching Adam and the Ants.
Yeah.
And not that it's a bad band, but they're wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
So like you're listening to one song and like the next one's like completely different, and it's like it's just jarring, and it takes longer. Like I said, I'm also doing Gaslight Anthem. I'm plowing through Gaslight Anthem, consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's consistent to me is a big plus, especially in rock.
Consistently ripping off the boss. Just
Happens.
kidding.
Happens. All right, Matt.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go weird, and I'm gonna try to
Got 6 here.
I'm gonna try to get a whiff. I'm gonna go Two Kinds of Happiness.
No,
Whiff indeed. Yeah,
I
isn't
don't
it?
have it.
You know, I like it though because if they're the 2000s new wave, then it's the biggest Cars ripoff of all time.
Yeah, okay,
And
it definitely is
and
that.
and it's fun. But then there's a guitar solo that comes in and just makes love to your girlfriend and pisses in the corner of your room, and then you realize, oh, I'm not listening to the Cars.
It's not them. It's the Strokes.
And then I had a stroke.
Oh, happens.
That's when I had the
Stroking
first
it,
one.
yeah.
All right. Since we're looking at whiffs, I want to put some of these out here then, because I don't know how you guys feel about like the newer record, Come Down Machine.
Hate it. No, I don't hate it, but I don't like
I
it.
think I may have one or two tracks on there, but not a ton.
Okay, so
I think I have one.
good, because that means there's a good shot this misses. 80s Come Down Machine.
I have that one.
Nice.
I do have 80s Come Down Machine.
It's very, very, very different
Did I dump?
Yes.
for them.
Shit.
It's okay. We don't need to. It's all the. Did we lose you, Matt?
We may have lost Matt.
We lost Matt.
He's very. Whoa. He's calling. Is that from the Upside Down?
Reconnecting. There's
Oh, okay.
a poor network connection. I don't edit. That's
He-
the worst part.
He really does not like 80s Come Down Machine at all.
Well, I loved how different it is, and I love that. Well, that whole album really is different. I mean, there's definitely Strokes
Yeah.
style
Yes.
stuff,
Yeah, it is.
but this one really kind of just took the cake. I've got two others from that album.
Yeah, that's the only one I have from that album, and it is the one I'm admittedly I've spent the least amount of time with, just because like none of the singles like and I'm a sucker for singles. It's just part of my I guess working in radio for so long or whatever, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but it just is not an album that I did spend a lot of time with, and I'm glad that I did go back and listen to it because there are there's merits to it. It's not like it's nothing super great.
But see, and that's the advantage, Matt. We're talking about Come Down Machine as a whole, like how different it was. And Slice was just saying the singles didn't strike him, and that's the advantage I have in doing this. I'm taking all of it.
You
It's
have
all-
contextless. Yeah.
Yep. It's just, well, this one stuck out. This one stuck out. This one stuck out. So
Justin taking all of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say you didn't have 80s Come Down Machine?
I did not know.
Okay. Slice, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't want to do another Room on Fire, so I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do Barely Legal off of This Is This It?
Yep.
No.
That was the one I was juggling with, like, to lead off with.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah,
That
it is.
Got knocked off.
It is an excellent track, and it's one of my favorites. And that's just such a vibe of a song. I love it.
It was in my 30.
It's supremely Strokes.
Yes.
Like, it's so Strokes that it's obnoxiously the Strokes. Like, that is what they sound like.
Yes.
And like we were talking about last night, has to, because it's the hit.
Yeah.
But like, I would argue, like, for sound, taking, if you're just listening to just the sound of the song, Barely Legal is right there with Last Night as
Right,
far as
yeah.
the sound of the band.
Keeping with my Taco Bell motif, that I'm going to stretch way too far throughout this entire thing. It is the crunch rap supreme of Strokes songs.
There you go.
Are you sure you just don't want Taco Bell?
No, I mean that's none of your business. I'll take you to stay out of my personal affairs. No, I do. Well, I always want Taco Bell. That's part of my
There's one right there.
makeup. I know
You know
there is.
that.
I know that one. I know that Taco Bell real well. If I show up there really, really high, they might recognize me.
All right, Matt, it is your turn.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go Modern Age. I'm going to go back to This Is It.
Okay,
I'm going to go the Modern Age.
Nope.
it's not on mine,
You son
but I
of a
do
bitches.
like that track. Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about it is the guitar solo.
Well, I think when I lost almost everything off of that album when I was refining my list down, just because, like I said, once I started hearing that second album, I'm like, no, this is what they do.
Yeah. Let me go back. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
I lost a lot of that first album because, like I said, I pulled a decent amount. I think in total it was like 30 songs. So, all right, but now looking at this, I feel like I got too much Come Down Machine. So, now that I think about it, so maybe I made a mistake.
I got some Come Down Machine.
This one's right in the middle of my list. It's off of Angles. Let's go with Gratisfaction. Gratisfaction, rather. I can read.
It got pruned off mine.
That makes sense.
It was almost on mine, but it did not make mine.
That is A-okay. Sometimes we miss. All right, Slates?
Okay. This may be considered cheating. I'm not sure if this is allowed or not, but there is a single off of an EP that they put out a couple of years ago called Future, Present, Past, and the single is Oblivious. I don't know if you guys, either of you listened to that one, but
I
it
did
is.
I did, but I didn't know if we were going with the EPs or not.
Is that not allowed? If not, I'll pick something else.
So here's the thing. The rules are there are no rules.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no rules.
I put out the master list because that'll be the one that I listen to.
Okay.
So putting something off list you can do in the hopes that maybe one of the other panel members has.
Okay.
So it's perfectly acceptable. And I'd say at this point we're doing so well, now's the perfect time to do that. Because some people listen to the show and collect all the songs to listen to all of them, like everything we put out.
This is a track that, especially after Come Down Machine, this is a track that it's like, okay, they still can definitely do a really good version of what they did with the first two albums. Except for this one's 5 minutes long. It's a longer track for them by far. The guitar riffs are super fun and just like you just wonder how they keep churning out these guitar riffs that are seemingly simplistic but just are earworms, 100% earworms. This one, I think, probably in terms of guitar riffs, is one of the most earwormy guitar riffs of theirs for me personally. So that's why it's on my list. Oh, I just knocked my headphones out.
Uh-oh.
I hear nothing. Where does it go?
Any one of those.
All right, cool. All right, I'm back.
There you go. I'll have to give that one a listen though, because I mean,
now that I've thrown a wrench in this entire thing.
It's not. Look, at this point we have six. We already have 6 through.
Yeah.
And we have 3 in the combo, and I still have like a good 9, I think, left. So yeah, we are A-okay here, man.
Yeah.
If anybody's gonna throw a wrench, it's gonna be me, and I'm just gonna start naming Interpol songs.
Yeah.
All right, it is your turn. Speaking of Interpol, Matt.
I'm gonna go tap out.
I got it.
I'm gonna try to hit you.
I got it.
Didn't make it.
I got it.
But it was under heavy consideration. It did get later pruned.
I'm gonna put. Wow, I actually have way more than I thought from that album. But
it was one where it was like that it's also the lead-off single of Come Down Machine, and I don't want to take your analysis of it, Matt, but it is one that, in my opinion, it eases you into what they're trying to do with the album.
Yeah.
It still has those Strokes sensibilities, but it is different.
Exactly. It's like, let's not get freaked out yet, kids.
Yeah.
All right. I'll play my last one off of Is This It? Trying Your Luck.
Interesting.
Did that one make
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
It did not. No.
And me neither, but
that's
an interesting choice.
I went with it because it was different. And honestly, it's at the very, very bottom of my list. I was listening to it before we started recording today. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this probably, if I had enough time to go through and listen to the other records, I could probably find something to replace this. So it was the very bottom of my list. So I was just seeing if, you never know. You never know. You might clip somebody. All right. Slates.
I am going to go with... Did I not add... Which one? Oh, man, hang on a second. Did I not add what I thought I did?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. I'm going to go with Meet Me in the Bathroom.
Oh, my God. Nope.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's a hit for me.
That was definitely close.
Which also, by the way, if you are listening and this is a genre of music that you like, there is I don't know what they call it, but it's called a book. There is a book called Meet Me in the Bathroom that is I guess they call it, is it an anthology or something where like the author of the book went and got all these, it's oral printouts of all these interviews that she did with people from that time frame, with the Strokes, with Ryan Adams, with members of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, with members of Interpol, just about the New York scene and the genre, this genre kind of breaking through in the early 2000s, and just a lot of crazy stories, including one where, according to allegedly, Ryan Adams got the drummer from the Strokes addicted to heroin.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
all right.
I mean, if that wets your whistle.
He did the same thing for Elvira.
Oh, there you go. Is that true?
No.
I was gonna, what?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with Matt. You never know. All right, Matt, it is your turn.
I'm going to go Heart in a Cage.
Nope.
Not on mine either.
I thought you might have it, Justin, because it's all about. I love the drums in this. I feel like the drums kind of drive the whole song. Although you could say that about a lot of the songs.
Yes.
You could say that about most of music.
I think that one was a single that they put out also, I'm pretty sure. Right? I may be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they
Was
put
that a
that one
single?
out.
I don't remember if that was a single. I don't think it was. It wasn't one of the
Maybe
memorable
I'm wrong.
ones.
Yeah, no, it was not. Yeah.
I'll say this: the listeners agree with you, Matt.
Yay! See, I'm fine as long as I match the listeners because I want to keep them on my side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all right. So
Let's turn on you.
NTP is gone. We don't have to worry about NTP. New Trash Protocol is out the window. We have enough. All right. How about trot this one out here? It's somewhere right in the middle of my list. It's off of Angles. Metabolism.
No.
No, you have a lot more. You have a lot of angles on yours, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think I just cleared it out though. I think that was the last.
That was the
one.
last one.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I want to say was Metabolism, was that the one with acoustic?
Yes.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
That must have been Gratification. Okay, maybe not. Jesus Christ. I don't.
You having a stroke?
I'm having a stroke. This is awful.
No, it's the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's really going to make this episode pop.
Ratings. All right, Slights.
Wait, what did you just say?
Ratings. You know, the podcast ratings.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I said yes. All right.
I hate to keep picking ones from the same album, but I Can't Win, which is the finishing track to Room on Fire.
I got it.
I don't have it.
And Room on Fire is almost all the tracks are it's a breakup album. It was Julian Casablancas broke up with his girlfriend and all this other stuff, and that was the basis for most of it. But I Can't Win is a song about the record industry, and it's lyrically it's one of my favorite tracks of theirs.
I was wondering what jumped out about it because I went back and listened. I mean, I enjoyed it thoroughly, but I didn't start picking. If I would have gone through one more time, I probably would have heard that. That's one of the problems with a show like this is sometimes I don't get enough time with the music. But something jumped out about it, and what's funny is I think when I heard it, I thought it was a breakup song. So
it's definitely good try, we don't like it. Good try, we won't take that shit. So it's them essentially like presenting an album that they had put together, and the record label being like, no, we don't want that, and then having to the last line of his "Hold on, I'll be right back" is the last line of the song and of the album, and so that's all right.
What's funny is a lot of like I gain a lot of respect for Superdrag. Their second album, Regretfully Yours, was the breakout. Head Trip in Every Key is the second one. Head Trip, they went through that. Like everybody wanted them to write Sucked Out, 13 Sucked Outs.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Yeah.
So they got in a big fight with the label, and they end up leaving the label. Hanson, after shoot, I forget the name of it.
Sorry.
You have a huge Hanson story.
Probably best for off the air, but you just reminded me that I'll have to tell you about. My radio station put on a show with Hanson, and it was interesting to see. Let me tell you what Hanson. Yes, Snow for yes. Hanson fans are out there, and they are strong. I'll tell you the story off the air. It's just how
so whatever their Two Car Garage or whatever their that album.
Yeah.
They start writing the second album, and the label's like, well, this doesn't sound like Hanson to us, and they're like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
we're Hanson.
You mean the one song? Yeah.
So they that early on, probably around when this like the Strokes is hitting 2001, I think. Their third album is independent. They went indie in 2001. Like they're barely kids, they're barely adults, I should say, and they're.
Yeah, and in a relatively pre-internet, or before the internet was what it is now, where being an independent artist is as easy as uploading a MP3 to SoundCloud or whatever. That it is, it's admirable that they were able to try and do that.
So hearing that that's what that song is about makes
Yes.
me unbelievably happy that I had it.
Ooh, good.
So,
Good.
all right, Matt. Sorry, we went deep with that one.
Yeah.
We talked about Hanson.
Okay, I'm gonna go with their cover of Mbop.
Yeah, there. Yes. Don't say that, man. Rivers Cuomo is going to do that any day now.
Probably.
It's going to
Don't
happen.
we can't. I can't even talk about that yet. I got tickets to their show on my birthday.
Oh, really?
If they just play covers, I'm gonna.
Oh my God.
Someone's getting pissed on. I'm not saying who.
We played that Africa cover on Z104. We played that. It was. Do you know? How
I
weird
mean,
it-
you might as well. You might as well just play Africa. If you played both of those tracks side by side, I can't tell you which is which.
I can't tell you how weird it was for me to, coming from alternative radio and that being the genre that I love, to just be like, okay, and now on Z104, it's Weezer. It was a really strange moment for me.
No, thank you.
All right, so since we're there, let's talk about this real quick. I have nothing against, because I listened to some of the covers and they're good.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do with his time. Then that's fine.
Well, because the songs are good
Yes.
and they don't do anything to make it Weezer.
And I guess I'm being a little hypocritical here because their cover of Paranoid Android is otherworldly.
Yeah.
I love that cover, but it's pretty much a note for note.
Yeah, but they don't release that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
also
it,
true.
And it, yeah, I mean, like that's like all. I like cover songs when they're legitimate reinterpretations of lyrics put to, that maybe have some elements of the original song. But this is really what he's doing is he's doing rock band karaoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Maybe that's the whole gimmick. And
I mean, good for them. I mean, again, like if it keeps him in the ethos or whatever, wherever he's trying to be. I mean,
But Rivers is a smart dude,
Yeah.
so that he looked at everybody's going crazy on the internet because of Africa. I'll just record it and make a ton of money. I know he had to have made a ton of money off of that.
That was the whole thing, though, right?
Oh,
Like,
it's ridiculous.
It was their biggest hit in 10 years.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
want to throw up.
And it, I mean,
Although
and
to
it
be
is-
fair, it was better than a lot of the albums over the last 10 years.
And to be fair, I mean, it was a meme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was a response to a Twitter thing or whatever, and it wasn't. I don't think he went intentionally like, oh man, cover songs are my move now. I think they just responded to whatever the meme of Africa, and then Africa the song, not the continent.
That's not the.
Yeah, and
that'd be an effed up meme.
yeah, man, that'd be a lot of spice in those memes.
All right, Matt.
What am I really gonna go with? I'm gonna go with The End Has No End.
No, that one actually made my first cut, though.
That did not make any of my cuts.
Oh, no cuts.
Cutlass.
Cutlass Supreme.
Oh, I'll go cut, I guess.
Jeez. Happens occasionally, I guess. All right, I'll put this one out here. How about a Vision of Division?
I have that.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't have it,
All right, that's okay. That's okay. All right, Slights.
but only because I don't like the song. So
Yeah.
to be fair.
Hey, man, yeah.
There's worse reasons,
That's
I guess.
awesome. I'm gonna go. I mean, this one it's almost hard to explain. Is the track?
Oh, you can do it. Try again.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. Let me get my words together. Hard to explain is the track.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. All right. Who's on first? Yeah. I mean, it is. It is one of those that's just like it is a quintessential Strokes song. You're gonna hear it at every concert that you go to. Is one of their bigger singles. One of their bigger radio hits that really solidified them as a band that was going to stick around for a little while. The guitar parts are very simple and fun and easy, and it's just just a joyful 3-minute track. That's it.
Do you have it, Matt?
I do.
Oh,
I like
alright.
singing along to it and just making up new words.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's yeah.
I was gonna say, like, if Matt didn't have it, clearly we were wrong because it's the only one that got multiple multiple people suggested Hard to Explain.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think a lot of people think that's a fun song.
And I think of all their radio singles, it's probably my favorite of their radio singles. I would
I have to
say.
give it another listen because for some reason it didn't pass the smell test for me.
Okay.
Like I said, I kind of made a lot of cuts to that first album, though. To be fair.
Yeah.
So, all right, Matt. And just for the record, I have 4 left.
I would like to go. What won't make me sound stupid? I'm gonna go. You Only Live Once.
I have it.
Ah, that one definitely made my first, but didn't make the last cut.
But did I sound stupid? That's all I want.
No,
really about it.
no.
Okay, good.
As long as you didn't call it YOLO, then you would have sounded stupid.
I'm gonna go with YOLO.
Yeah, there you go. The Strokes, YOLO.
I almost had that for reasons other than music. All right, I got Fear Sleep.
No.
I'm throwing whiffers.
That
out
was
here.
a cut. That was a cut for me though.
Yep.
It was originally there
Throwing
when I went from 30 to 20.
whiffers. All right.
Sorry.
Down to the last three here. All right, Slights.
I am going to go with Under Control.
I have got that.
Oh, which album's that?
This is Room on Fire.
All right.
Yeah.
Guess which album we all like a lot?
Yeah, really. I don't have that, but
I like it. It is a slow down track for them. Like it's not fast paced. I mean it's easy going. I'm pretty sure it's just about like singing X, one of those things. Just like I just want to know you're all right, like that kind of thing. And it's lyrically one of my favorites as well, and just a great track through and through, I think.
All right, Matt.
Back to me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm running out.
Yeah.
Screw it. I'm gonna go Someday.
I don't have it.
I have it.
All right. That was another radio tune, right?
That was another
That
radio
was-
tune.
yeah.
I think that was actually the second single that they ever put out was Someday.
I definitely made my my first cut. I just when I was going through, I was like, you know what? I like Last Night better. I feel like it's more indicative, and so
And you're not wrong.
yeah. Hey.
I think I may only have like one more.
Okay. All right. So we'll
Oh no,
do
I've got
the-
a couple more.
All right.
Sorry.
I know Slights doesn't have this. Here's hoping that Matt does. Welcome to Japan.
No, it got cut.
That's all right.
Oh wait, no, I hate that song. I'm sorry.
Even better.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, I
that for
really
me
do not
too.
like that song a lot.
That's all right.
Yeah, I just
All
like it.
right.
That's okay. It's good that you like it.
Call Me Back.
Dun, 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 dun. Which album?
Angles.
I don't have it. No. Nope.
I don't
That's a
know.
no for
I
me.
don't know why. I honestly, this is one of those ones that, like, as I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, why did that make my list? But it does stand out. I mean, I like it. It's a good track. All right?
Once you get down to the bottom of the list, it's like, for me, these are the ones like I was hoping somebody else would have, so I wouldn't have to explain.
There you go.
Yeah, that's where I'm at kind of at now. I'm at the no, I just like them.
Yep. And you know what? That's fine. We've had plenty of good conversation here. All right, Matt. I'm down to my last two.
Are any of them off of Come Down Machine?
Yes.
Can I cheat? I'm gonna go 50-50.
I don't have it.
I was trying to play the man, and I failed.
All right. And I'll say this. They're both off of Come Down Machine. So I know I'm missing Slights completely, and I'm trying to meet with Matt here. Happy ending.
No,
All right.
no.
Slights?
I didn't mean to laugh at your choice.
It's fine.
And this is from what I've looking at it. I think this is my last one. It is Soma.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, that got knocked off of mine.
Off of this. Is this it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what? This is really stupid. The Smashing Pumpkins have a song called Soma.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so, like, I'm hearing it, and all I'm thinking is the Pumpkin song is better. I mean, obviously, they're not even close to the same, but
This is a terrible cover.
Yeah.
yes, it's unbelievably bad.
The notion of the Strokes covering Smashing Pumpkins songs makes me feel uneasy.
Although they could probably do like 1979, something that's like super basic.
very poppy, sugary track like that. Yeah, probably.
All right, Matt.
Nobody has Is This It, do they?
I don't.
It got cut from mine, and what's interesting? I'm sorry, go ahead. But yeah, it wasn't. Oh, you know what? I lie. It is on mine.
Oh.
Haha.
Oh. There we go.
I don't think there's any conversation needs to go with that.
The only
Fun
well, I
song.
mean, the
It kind of. I think it's a great. It's a great opener for that album.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna disagree a little bit in that I don't know that it's a bad opener, but there are no other tracks that are really like that. They don't do not to get too fancy sounding, but they don't do arpeggios very often. They don't do broken down chords. It's mostly like 4 count, like that kind of stuff. And so this one was like a slow, deliberate that really doesn't sound like anything else. Certainly not on that album, and really not.
Which
a
is
lot
weird.
Of what else
That's
they did.
why I think it works well as an opener.
All right, fair enough. That's interesting.
I think that had I gone back to it, maybe I could have appreciated it more, but literally I push play on the playlist and that's the first one I hear. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But then you get to the next song and I'm like, no.
Yeah,
it reminds me a lot of kind of like what Modest Mouse did with the opening of Good News for People Who Like Bad News.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is a lot like that. Yep. Yeah, with The World at Large.
Yep.
And still,
or do you
I
mean
think
just
that
the
album,
horns
or
part
that song is also very, very different than the rest of the album.
The World at Large still the weirdest song to ever be a single, period, I think.
I didn't realize that they had put that out as a single. I did not realize that.
Yeah, dude. Like,
yeah, they did.
Hearing it on the radio, I'm just like, really? I mean, I was in, but
because I remember obviously good news for people who love bad news, and then or Float On. I'm sorry, and then Ocean Breeze, Salty were the two that I remember from that
World
album.
at Large was either right between them, or I think it was actually the last one.
And one of their most popular songs by far.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Ocean Breeze Salty was a weird choice for a second single.
But at least it makes more sense to
That's true. And Ocean Breeze Salty was almost the opposite of Float On. Kind of like everything's gonna be fine, and then the Ocean Breeze Salty is, you really haven't done anything, and now you're gonna die. And it's
very good
that's
point.
just Modest Mouse.
Yeah, that really is just the spectrum of Modest Mouse. Yeah.
So just to point this out, Is This It actually was suggested by a listener as well, and then just to clear it out, All the Time was the last song I have. So
now there's another track that I do like that is on. I'm gonna go super nerd here. That is on the British print of Is This It, which is New York City Cops, which was scrapped from the American version of Is This It because of 9/11, and it's
9/11.
The chorus says New York City Cops, they ain't too smart.
Oh Jesus!
And so just like right after that came out, they scrapped it from the U.S. pressing of it and changed the album cover as well. Which even though the album cover had nothing to do, it was just like a girl with a naked butt with a rubber glove, like her hand on it. It was a weird thing, but it was not anything that really should have been censored in my opinion. But yeah, New York City Cops is also a really good Strokes song.
All right, are you all cleared out too, Matt?
I'm cleared out.
All right, so this is what we got unanimously.
Stroked out.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm stroked to completion.
Last night, Under Cover of Darkness, Machu Picchu, 1251, Whatever Happened in Reptilia, 6 in, just off the bat.
Nice.
So we only got to get 4 of these. Barely Legal, Hard to Explain, Someday, Is This It, Juicebox, You Only Live Once, Vision of Division, 80s Come Down Machine, Tap Out, Under Control, I Can't Win, and Meet Me in the Bathroom.
I think right off of that, I think we could put Juicebox in.
I would say
I feel like
yeah.
Even though we
lost Matt again.
Oh dang! You just get so excited about these songs.
Is that him coming back in, or is that? Oh, that's reconnecting because there's a poor connection. But yeah, Juicebox, like it's very high energy, which is them, but it's very bass driven, which is not them.
Maybe the connection would be so bad if we weren't doing this live from a submarine. That's what I think every time that noise starts to happen.
Well, the submarine to me is a great place to podcast from.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about, Slights.
You listen, the drive was a son of a bitch.
Had to meet you over there by the docks, as it were.
Yes, yeah. Juicebox is such a, because it really just does show that they can change their sound, they can tweak it a little bit and create something that is a lot of fun and still. The catchy bass riff right off the bat. It's a lot of fun. I love that track.
Matt, we were talking about Juicebox, its catchiness, and we just kind of picked up off of your wings. Do I want wings? Sure.
I have wings. You don't know.
I thought she was telling you to stop being a chicken about something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think Juicebox would go in. That should have been on my list, I think.
Well, again, I was telling Slights like I love like the catchy bass driven nature of it.
Yeah.
Where it's definitely a Stroke song, but it's like at first listen you don't realize that it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that about it. So that puts us at 7. We have to really okay. So this is where the conversation about album representation comes in, because at this point we've all admittedly said we love Room on Fire arguably the most. And there's already 3 through. Try saying that 5 times fast.
It's already 3-3.
There's
There's already 3-3. Sorry.
Look at you.
I know.
You had to take the
What
challenge.
a jerk. What an idiot.
There's 3 more in the conversation. Under Control, I Can't Win, Meet Me in the Bathroom. I don't think we need all 3.
No.
Maybe 1. Honestly, technically speaking, we probably don't need any of them.
No, and and I wouldn't say any of them are particularly ones that are like when I think of the Strokes, this is a song that those ones all have like sentimental value for me more than anything else, less than an actual representation of who the Strokes are. See, now I can't talk.
See,
Yes.
you took the challenge.
That's right.
And then you had a stroke.
And that's it. Yeah, the challenge stroked me out.
Good Lord, so many Strokes jokes. Are you cool with that, Matt? Losing all these.
Yeah.
All right, let me drop those out. Make this conversation a little bit easier. I don't think we need both from Come Down Machine. I mean, we have room to take both. I don't think we need both. But the question becomes, do we go 80s Come Down Machine or Tap Out?
Even though I didn't pick it, I would go with Tap Out, even though it wasn't on my list.
Right.
But just in terms of representation, I would say
Ooh, yeah. It's... Oh, God,
yeah,
yeah.
that's so groovy.
Yeah. And like you said, when it got brought up, it's like, okay, they're doing something different here.
Different, but not too far off the path. But we're definitely going to some new places.
Now, I will say, I do love what they do here with 80s Come Down Machine. But honestly, it's not off brand, but I think in sticking with the energy of Tap Out, the energy of Tap Out more matches everything we've got. All right, so let's put Tap Out through. We'll drop out Come Down Machine. All right, so that puts us at 8, right?
Okay, 2 more.
All right. So these are them again. Barely Legal, which I think I really want to go to bat for. Barely Legal, hard to explain. Someday, Is This It? You Only Live Once. Vision of Division.
Of those, I would go with You Only Live Once is the one that I would pick out of all those. Which is, I mean, it's easy to say. It is their like, because sometimes I have nothing better to do, so I watch the Strokes concerts live on YouTube.
Okay.
And it is almost always like their closing track.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And that's
like
actually,
encore, like after they come back, like, it is an encore, like last song of the night.
and it's on Spotify. It's one of their top 5, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's got to go in.
All right, I'm with that. Like I said, it definitely pinged me. It didn't make it, but it definitely pinged me. So, all right, so let's drop Vision of Division. And so one of these, Barely Legal, hard to explain. Someday, Is This It? And again, I'm going to bat for Barely Legal because
I'm not against Barely Legal because I feel like that's a different enough song from, especially from like Hard to Explain and Is This It? Well, I mean, obviously from Is This It? That I think that it's a better representation of the breadth of the Strokes than adding one of those other singles off of Is This It?
when I also love that it's got that same it's groovy, even though it has that same punch you in the mouth like spirit.
Yeah, I mean a lot of these tracks are danceable, you know, so to speak. But yeah, I agree.
And to me, again, like going back and listening, I feel like Barely Legal is like on par of importance as Last Night. Now, maybe I'm just going way too far out on a limb there, but all right, so that's our 10 then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Last Night, Barely Legal, Under Cover of Darkness, Machu Picchu, Juicebox, You Only Live Once, Tap Out, 1251, Whatever Happened, and Reptilia. All right, So I'm going to start with you, Matt, because I don't think we were doing this when we did the Veruca Salt. I don't think. Maybe we did. I'm not sure. What's the number one with a bullet? What's the song you're pointing to?
Oof. I hate to do it, but I think it's Last Night.
Hard to argue. I mean, hard to argue. What do you think, Slights? What do you got?
Did Reptilia make it? I can't remember.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, then it's Reptilia.
It's Reptilia?
Yeah.
All right, let me get a little bit of that in the cans. Because Last Night, Reptilia, and Barely Legal were the three that I'm thinking.
Okay.
See, now what Reptilia has over Last Night is that groove that Barely Legal has.
Yeah.
And it has the polish that first album doesn't have. I don't know. I think I have to agree.
I'm not going to fight Reptilia, obviously.
I think I'm going to go with Reptilia. Well, again, because most people probably know Last Night and probably know that it's the Strokes. And you might know Reptilia, like if you heard it,
Yeah.
but you may not associate it with the Strokes.
Yeah. I honestly do feel like a lot of people would hear that and go, "Oh, that's that song from Guitar Hero."
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 3 or whatever, because that's where even though I listened to the Strokes and I knew that that's what it was from, that to me was like, oh, that's the song for them now. That's like what they're going to be identified with for a long time.
And it's nice and polished.
It is nice and
groovy.
polished, and they give you that sweet riff. The riff's so nice they play it twice in the
Yes.
song. I mean, it is just it's a great track.
All right, so Reptilia it is. I think that's a good choice. And one last time, let's run them down. Reptilia, Last Night, Barely Legal, Undercover Darkness, Machu Picchu, Juice Box. I'm so happy that got in.
Yeah.
You Only Live Once, Tap Out, 1251, and Whatever Happened. It's a solid 10.
I agree. I think we'd probably get the most flack for Machu Picchu, but it's a great opening to their experimental side that they were trying to bring out at that time.
And again, I mean, I put the Strokes on the Pain on Mine list for so long that when I listened to it, I felt stupid. Now, I seriously, because this, I mean, while it may not be a in the pocket Justin band, it is just outside of it, just far enough outside of it to where it's like, well, why didn't I listen to them?
Yeah.
Like that's dumb. So
It is interesting. Yeah, doing these things, it's kind of expanding your horizons, or you know what I mean. It's fun to kind
a
of
vertical horizon.
yeah.
some might say.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Please don't. All right.
Deprogrammed.
Oh, man.
Coming up next with Deprogrammed, Vertical Horizon.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Though I will say they have a couple tracks that are not that like. There's what was the one they had, like a slower song? Oh man, I can barely. Best I Ever. Yeah. You're only the best I. That's a solid track. I don't care what anybody says. All right.
Kristen was listening to Hanson Radio last night.
Oh, yeah?
And Hanson Radio to Spotify means like 90s pop. And it's like, okay, yeah, I guess, but like, no.
Yeah.
But Vertical Horizon kept popping up. And so like all these songs are playing. I'm like, this doesn't sound anything like Hanson. And no, I don't want to hear these. Get these out of here. All right. So Matt, I'm trying to think of what else you got. I know you volunteered for soundtracks, but we'll have to talk about that because I have no idea how to frame that up at all.
Yeah.
You guys
I don't know.
try and do sound like movie soundtracks?
Yeah, and I don't know how to frame it. Like, I don't.
We're going to listen to 1,000 albums.
Yeah, that's impossible. So we'll figure that out. I'm trying to think. I feel like you put up for the Strokes, you put up for soundtracks, and I swear there was something else. But
Modest Mouse?
yes, Modest Mouse, which I think is Peter. So maybe that's going to need some framing too because they've been around forever. So
Yeah.
But Slights, I know you put up the Killers,
I did.
and that one's already filled out too.
Okay.
So, but I really want to get this Ryan Adams one off the ground.
Yeah, I would love. Yeah, that one I'm gonna need like a month of because that.
I don't think we're doing all.
discography- Well, you can
there's 16.
remove the stuff that is Ryan Adams and the Cardinals if you want, but it sucks because you're gonna miss out on so many great. I mean, it's all Ryan Adams if you're.
Right.
I mean, it really, it's. But I would also really like, just because they came up earlier, Interpol would be one I would sign up for.
All right, I'll put that up there and see if anybody bites on that. But
I would do Interpol.
Oh, look at that!
No, there you
I
go.
think Matt
Yeah, I love
just came out. That's fine.
Anything that New York sound from the early to mid 2000s, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm gonna highly recommend. Honestly, if you read that book, Meet Me in the Bathroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
It is amazing. Like just a lot of nostalgia too and stuff. It's awesome.
So with that, I'm going to. This may seem nostalgic to you because I said it at the beginning, but I have to repeat it. Patreon.com/ohhijustin. $1 a month. $1 a month gets you deprogrammed this show 4 days before the rest of the world. It gets you the Oh Hi Justin Daily Pod. It gets you the Oh Hi Justin Weekly Pod. It gets you hashtag WrestlePals right to your inbox. It gets you your music show. It gets you the Super Secret Project whenever it comes out, which, Matt, I can't wait till you see this roll we wrote for you. I think you're really going to like it.
I've heard things. I've heard rumblings.
Yeah, I think you're going to like this guy. I think you know him is what I'm saying. And whatever else comes to my mind, these ghouls, all that stuff goes right to the Patreon. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just go to the Patreon page and it's all there, and all you have to do is push play. It's all yours. And whatever dumb ideas I come up with, they're all going to go there too. So patreon.com/ohhijustin. It would be my honor to have you as a patron. And with that, thank you guys so much for doing the show. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, it was a blast.
That was fun.
Thanks for
Wish I could have been there.
It happens, man. Scheduling is a bitch for this show.
Yeah, my bad. That's one's on me.
No, well, you could say that, but like almost every week it's a scheduling problem.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
if it wouldn't.
And this
been you, it
was
would have been somebody else.
the one time when like it was a weird thing where Lauren was down, and so and she was coming back today, so it's just weird.
Yeah, it happens, man. You know, what are you gonna do? With that,
Cut.
the Strokes. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.